Welcome to JasonWhiskyWise. My name is Jason. This is going to be my top 10 Christmas whiskies, my personal recommendations for you, and yes, I am wearing Christmas lights. Let's get into the video. So to begin, I'm going to sort of cover the top 10 whiskies that I'm going to be enjoying this Christmas, and it's from recommendations out of all the whiskies I've tried this year. I'm going to be featuring number 10 all the way down to number 1, covering the price point, so if you're looking to buy these as gifts, hopefully you can get a hold of them as well at that price, and also sort of a little information about them. Now, if you are looking for the full reviews, I'll leave a link just up here, which you can then go and click certain videos to hopefully help you get an in-depth look, and I'll cover a little bit of tasting notes as well. At number 10, we have the Dalmore 15-year-old. The Dalmore 15-year-old is a sort of the second entry-level whiskey for Dalmore. It is an aged whiskey bottled at 40% ABV, making it very palatable, and around about, I think it was £55 in price recently. Now it's very easy going. It sort of was one of the first whiskies I ever tried when I was getting into whiskey, and it was actually near to Christmas time that I tried the Dalmore 15. Every time I look at it, I think of Christmas. So, let's get into some nosing. On the nose you get quite a nice distinctive citrus, quite refreshing, but then it's followed up by a little soft note of dark chocolate combined with that orange character. As it gets a bit softer, you get profiteroles, nice sort of glazed, a bit of vanilla underneath, and that pastry character. So we're going to get into a taste. On the palate for this whiskey, it's very easygoing, mellow. The sherry characters are coming through, those raisins, those prunes, but not too heavy, quite easy. You do get that orange coming through again. This is like a Terry's chocolate orange, but like a dark chocolate combined with that and a soft coffee note that's underlying. Let's get into whiskey number 9. At number 9, we have the Aberlour Abuna. Now this one here is from Speyside, a very rich sherried powerhouse, if I have to say so myself. Bottled at 60.9% ABV. It does vary as it does have different batches, but this one is around about £40, so much more affordable, less in price, and at 60% ABV, it's literally liquid fruitcake, but with a punchy, spicy, sort of sucker punch to the face as you get all the different characters coming through from the spiciness. Gorgeous. Let's move now into number 8. At number 8, we have ourselves the Lagavulin 16-year-old. Now this one here is bottled at 43% ABV and around about £55 in price, making it again a very nice whiskey. 16 years old, from Islay in Scotland. If you're looking for that peaty punch to your whiskey, this one offers it up on a plate. It's got that very nice sort of salty coastal note. It's got a very nice peaty punch, but it's not over the top with peat. It's just very perfect enough, which is complemented with an undertone of sweeter characters. Sort of reminds me of sort of like a very nice bacon grind. Gorgeous. At number 7, we have ourselves the Weems Treacle Chest. Now this one here was just introduced to me recently. It is a blended malt and it is very limited as well. Now this one, on the nose you get those nice sort of fruity characters. It is a combination of different sherry casks put together from 2 distilleries. Priced at around about £48 and bottled at 46%. Non-chill filtered, natural colour, gives you those nice oranges, those prunes, and on the palate you're getting those spices, but at the same time rum-soaked raisins, sherried fruits, and apple strudel that's ever so slightly charred on the top, giving a very nice desserty finish. This is absolutely gorgeous. At number 6, we have ourselves the Glenfarclas 105, which is another sherry monster, bottled at 60% ABV, an absolute powerhouse and a sherry monster. But if you can't find yourself one of those, try yourself one of these. It's the Glenfarclas 15-year-old. Now the Glenfarclas 15 is priced at around about £55, bottled at 46% ABV, and it's very gentle in comparison to the 60% ABV of the 105. Notes of vanilla, prunes, dates. Sort of like a fruitcake liquidized together and put into a bottle and made it so easily palatable, which is absolutely fantastic from Glenfarclas. So give yourself maybe a try of the Glenfarclas 15. In at number 5, we have ourselves the Glengoyne 21-year-old. Bottled at 43% ABV and around about 110 pounds. This one is full of red apples, vanilla, sort of red apples coated in a jacket of toffee. Those sherried fruits are back again, and this is again like Christmas cake, but not well matured Christmas cake. This has just had a perfect sort of maturation in terms of keeping it stewing in its own fruity juices. Fantastic whiskey. On the palate for this whiskey, it's got a very nice character of cream-infused honey, rum-soaked raisins, and a very long finish, which just really is so luxurious and fantastic for 110 pounds. At number 4, we have ourselves the Balvenie 21 Portwood. Now this one over here is a 21-year-old expression from Balvenie, bottled at 40% ABV and around about 135 pounds. But the unique character about this whiskey is that it's got a lot of red fruits, sweet bread, a slight peppery spice, and then that distinctive house style of Balvenie with a little citrusy character. And I can't wait to crack this one open at Christmas. But it's a fantastic whiskey, and if you have missed a review, I'll leave it just over here so you can go and check it out. Let's next move into whiskey number 3. So finally we made it to our top 3 whiskies, and whiskey number 3 is going to be the Glenmorangie Signes. Now this one is a no-age statement whiskey from Glenmorangie. It's priced at £140 and it's bottled at 46% ABV. They've got a very new nice design, and that's the bottle as it looks over there, which you'll probably see up on screen. It's got notes of a very nice sort of dark chocolate, coffee, and those dry fruits coming back. More towards raisins and figs, but very powerful and such. On the palate, dark mocha chocolate coffee, a bit of cinnamon, soft spices, but a lot of that sort of Arabica coffee coming now through. And a lot of those dried fruits playing along with it. Very nice whiskey. Let's get into number 2. At number 2, we have ourselves the Glendronach 18-year-old. Now the 18-year-old Allardice, named after the founder, is bottled at 46% ABV and priced around about £78 in price. Very reasonable pricing. And this one here is one that I always recommend to people. However, next year it is going to be discontinued, which is quite a sad thing. Now this one, I'd say if you can find yourself a bottle of this, or maybe even a couple, even a case, pick yourself this one up. It is absolutely gorgeous and so enjoyable. And the Allardice in terms of flavor profile is literally distinctively lots of fruity sherried character. You've got those raisins, those plums, those figs, dates, all this going on, combined with an ever little bit of spice on the nose. Now on the palate for this whiskey, you're getting very interesting, starting with sort of a gingery, mouth-warming spice, a hint of crackle of black pepper, and then it's followed up by these sherried fruits which sort of caress the palate, ending on a very nice, sweet, sort of toasted caramel ending. It's absolutely gorgeous. And finally, at number 1, we have ourselves the Kavalan Solist Sherry Cask. Now this is not a whiskey from Scotland, but this is from Taiwan, all the way on the other side of the world. And as you can see over here, this is the box for it, because I want to show you how it looks. Now this is bottled at 57.8% ABV and priced at £125. Now I will cover a video into their serial code system, but for now, just enjoy this whiskey. It's absolutely insane. 57.8%, an absolute sherry monster, a powerhouse. The extraction in Taiwan really makes this whiskey so dark. Look at that. You can barely even see through the bottle. So intense with the fruity character, the spices, dark chocolate, coffee, a little bit of guava just sort of seeping through, and dried mango. Really intense, this whiskey, and this is personally my favourite whiskey. If you haven't seen the review for this one, I'll leave it just over here in the top left corner. Let's get into the palate for this whiskey. The spices introduce this one on the palate. The star anise, a little bit of cinnamon, nutmeg, a little bit of a gingery warmth. And then you work your way into those sherry characters. Those prunes, those figs, those raisins. Wow, so much going on in this whiskey. And then it ends so sweet in a sort of softly charred treacle. Fantastic. So that's going to wrap up my top 10 Christmas whiskies. Hopefully you did enjoy the video. If you have, by all means, feel free to drop in a like down below. I'll leave the subscribe button just over here. So if you feel free to subscribe, by all means, do so. I will have lots of whiskey reviews coming up now till the end of December. And also, next year, I've got 700 whiskies to review. I've got a lot of whiskies to get through. But on that note, I would like to leave it on a toast for you all. So, may your Christmas be warm and merry. And may you be drinking lots of whiskey or sherry. Salangema. Merry Christmas, everyone.